Look, there's a very big difference between having followers that like your videos, comment, drop some cash here and there, and having believers. Having the kind of people that will literally follow you to the ends of fucking earth and fight alongside you. The kind of people who are obsessed with your brand, obsessed with everything that you stand for and everything that you stand against. And what is the biggest difference between just having the followers and actually having believers? The biggest difference is having an enemy. So this is what the video is going to be about. The enemy effect that will make people obsessed with you, make people obsessed with your brand. Because the biggest issue right now in this space is every guru is telling you to build a personal brand and niche down and be authentic and to build a funnel and to build an angle, whatever. But they don't tell you that you need to have the courage to stand against something, because that is the foundation of building a loyal army. And it's this concept of there's no loyal army without an enemy. A loyal army will not exist if there's no clear enemy. So I need you to write this down right now. You need to have the enemy effect for your brand. If you actually want to stand out, this is for the people who want to build the top brands in their the people that want to become industry fucking leaders, industry disruptors, trendsetters. If you're trying to just fit in and play it safe, this is not for you. But if you're someone who actually genuinely wants to stand out and not just create another copycat brand, another copycat funnel, whatever, but wants to create a movement, you need the enemy effect. And I'm going to break everything down in the video. So let's take some examples, right, of some of the biggest names across multiple industries. Let's take Steve Jobs, right? Steve Jobs at the time went against the whole fucking complex computers that were really a pain in the ass to use, the fucking BlackBerry type of phones, you know, those phones with like hundreds of buttons on them and they would be clunky to use and, you know, they wouldn't really be fun. And he created what? He created the iMac, he created the iPhone, and he called it the human-centric design. So he started from the actual human experience behind the products, because it wasn't about the products, it was about how the products made you feel. And you know that famous, if you don't look it up right now, like the famous iPhone presentation, the famous pinch zoom stuff, like when it basically, that shocked the entire fucking world. And it was a revolution in terms of the tech space, because nobody else at the time was doing that. So instead of following the trends, he went against it. He fixed, the enemy was that, and he went against that. And everybody, of course, was shocked. But Apple to this day is one of the biggest, if not the biggest brands. And if you have an iPhone, if you own a MacBook, it's not about the product, it's about what the actual product represents and what the product stands against. And you can almost relate to that sort of ideology, that identity on a deep human level. It's not just the phone. Why do you think people buy iPhones back to back? Even though they're kind of the same, it doesn't matter, because it's not about the products. And this is the very definition of branding. Making people feel something, connecting with them. So that was Steve Jobs, for example. Let's take another one, Prince. Prince was going against the whole music industry. He literally called artists slaves. He was open about it in interviews, in songs. He was standing against that whole fucking thing of artists are slaves. Fuck the labels. You need to be the label. You need to become the label. And he named himself Prince, and everybody was obsessed with him. Everybody was obsessed with him. He got into a lot of trouble for that, sure, but he built a loyal army to the point where people at his shows were literally fucking passing out. You can see this with Michael Jackson as well, right? If you look at the shows he was playing, people were literally passing out. Do you think that's just because of the music, just because of the fact the track sounds good, whatever? No. It's because they connected with him. Because Michael Jackson, for example, he was standing against the whole media machine that was painting not only himself, but other artists in a negative light. And that entire fucking space was so messed up, but Michael came in and he was literally aiming against them. And so the music he made connected with people at such a level that they would literally, like, you got people that would slap you if you would talk shit about Michael Jackson. That is having a genuine, like, enemy. That's the enemy effect. You get people that are genuinely obsessed. Literally, they would fight for you when you're not there. They would fight for you. Nike. Let's take Nike. Nike stands against hesitation, procrastination. That's why they have the famous fucking slogan, just do it, right? So if I wear Nike, if I wear a shirt, it's not about the fucking shirt material. It's not about any of that. The shoes, it's not about that. It's just about the just do it. It's about the enemy. It's about the fact that on a deep human level, I relate to that. I relate to that so much that I'm willing to spend my money on that product. I'm willing to invest in that ideology. It's the same thing with iPhones. Again, you don't invest just like in the iPhone. You invest in what the actual product stands for and stands against. And so these are some examples, but you can see this with Taylor Swift, with like Ozzy Osbourne, with bands, famous celebrities, even like Donald Trump, Elon Musk. These guys clearly stand against something. And what that does, it polarizes people. It creates an us versus them narrative. So when we're talking about a brand, and I'm going to give you the formula for actually implementing this on a practical level. But when we're talking about building an actual brand, a personal brand that stands out, you have to be willing to be abrasive. You have to be willing to polarize people to create this us versus them narrative, because that will get people to connect with you. Beyond the whole, like, it's not even about the offer. It's not even about the product, not even about the content topics. It's the energy, right? It's the fucking energy. So I had a call recently with a founder, and he started working with me. I'm only working one-on-one with people. And my biggest thesis is fuck the funnels, fuck the whatever. Like, I'm gonna build a brand around you, around who you are. Right? And so every single time I start working with someone like that, one-on-one, we have a sit down, a call, basically a Zoom call, either that or it could be in person. And we talk for about 3-4 hours, right? It's super in depth. And within that period, I'm trying to find who the person actually is. And so I was talking to this founder. He has 35 years plus of experience in business, built multiple businesses, exits, worked in private equity, did a lot of handled 200 valuations plus, huge guy. And I'm telling him, we need to position you against the whole fucking wave. So you're not just another founder. You're not just another guy that is trying to play it safe, that is trying to copy what others are doing. Fuck that. Fuck that. Because my entire thesis is I want to build the most premium brands in the space. I'm not trying to build copycats. I'm not trying to build clones. I'm trying to build killers. I'm trying to build industry disruptors, trendsetters. And I'm doing the same thing with him. We fixed an enemy. And we go against that. That's what you got to do. For example, I had another call with a fitness coach. And at the time, this was, I think, 1 week ago. And she was telling me, from what I'm seeing, all of these gurus are saying you have to appeal to as many people as possible so that you can make as much money as possible so that you can sell your offers, right? And she was looking at me and I could tell she was hoping I would say yes, but I told her, fuck no, you got it all wrong. And she was shocked. What do you mean? What do you mean I got it wrong? And I told her, how about you actually fuck the niching down idea, fuck appealing to everyone. How about you fix in your mind, okay, I hate this particular thing in my industry, in the fitness space. And how about you create content around that? Because I guarantee you, there is someone, regardless of the industry, the enemy effect can be applied in any sort of industry, whether you're a fitness coach, business coach, real estate agent, fashion stylist, founder, executive, lawyer, whatever. There's someone out there that genuinely hates the thing that you're trying to stand against. And when they will see you, that, okay, this person built a platform and has the voice I might not have right now, but they stand against this and they have the balls to go against it, the courage to challenge the status quo, they will resonate with you. They will become believers, not just followers, not just clients. They will become believers. My clients are believers. They're not just my clients. They're believers in my energy and in my ideology and in the things that I stand against. Because again, I stand against the whole fucking guru space. All of these guys that put you in a program with 300 other people. And you don't even know that this strategy will work for you because it's just a copy-paste strategy. It's not being built around who you actually are as a person. And so the number one feedback I get from every single person that starts working with me, because I ask them, why did you choose me over this guy? They tell me, I chose you because you actually care about the person. You care about me. You care about building the brand around who I am, not around the trends. And that basically stands the test of time when you build the brands like that. And it's not even at that point, it's not even about the strategies and stuff, because that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's about that ideology, about the fact that I have the fucking courage and passion to stand against that wave. So how do you actually implement this on a practical level? Because I want to talk about this. The enemy effect, right? Basically right now, take a look at your entire industry and take a look at the things that you genuinely fucking hate from the bottom of your heart. If you're a real estate agent, let's say, maybe you hate the fact that everybody in your space is doing the typical, here's this property type of content, right? That's an example. So your enemy could be a concept, a system, a trend. It can be an actual person. Take a look at that. Then extract the ideology behind it and flip it on its head. And that's your enemy. So again, in my example, it's this idea of having to niche down or having to even like this, be authentic and build a personal brand. Fuck that. Fuck playing it safe. Fuck the brand. Fuck the strategy. Fuck the funnel. What about you? What about you? That's what I'm standing against. And people resonate. The right people resonate. And so that's how you apply it. Regardless of the industry that you're in, do you want to fit in or do you want to be a leader? Do you want to be a copycat or do you want to be a trendsetter? Do you want to be the one that people gravitate towards? Do you want to be the one that literally disrupts the entire industry and is getting paid $100,000 just to get on a stage and speak? Because the very same people you admire, the very same, I'm not talking about the gurus right now, but the very same like big brands, that's what they do. They stand against something. And again, why does this work? The enemy effect. It works because it creates the us versus them narrative. So this is branding and positioning 101. On an identity level and on a mindset level, deep core human perspective, the minute someone sees that you stand against something and they follow you, they get into your world, they get into your ecosystem, they buy your product, they will feel something. They will feel what? They will feel that confirmation that they're not crazy. They're not the only ones. This is the whole point of building a brand. Otherwise, what the fuck are we doing here if we're trying to fit in? And they will feel that, okay, finally, someone has the courage to do that. And I will follow this person. I will follow this person to the ends of the fucking earth. And regardless of what they want to sell, I will buy. Because I believe in them. I believe in them. I believe in their message. I believe in their ideology. And that's how you build an army. Because you got to realize people connect like that. People don't connect to tips and tricks. Stop wrapping your fucking brands around this package, pretty shiny package of just educational stuff. And I got to call myself out on it. Because I used to do that. Why? Because I was scared, essentially, of like, what would people say? Fuck what people are saying. Build your own army. Build your own tribe. Build your tribe. Because the minute you do that, then you need to show that, and it will transpire in your content, in your videos, in the Instagram stories that you post, in carousels, in YouTube videos like this, because you will have the courage to talk about it openly. And again, it will polarize people. You have to be abrasive in some situations. You have to have the courage to challenge the status quo to the point where some people will genuinely hate you. And it comes with the dinner. Some other people will become believers. And these people will not only give you a lot of money, but they will create the movement that you're trying to create. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you're someone like that who genuinely is tired of this fucking space, of copy-paste strategies, funnels, flywheels, whatever terms these fuckers want to use, and you want to build a brand around who you actually are, you're going to have a link down below. You can DM me on Instagram. I only work one-on-one with people because, again, I actually care about building the brands around the person. I'm not going to sell you on a copy-paste strategy. That is not personalized. So if you're interested in that, there's a link down below and we can work together. But that's the very first thing we're going to talk about. Who's your enemy? Do you have the enemy effect in your brands? Do you want to stand out? Do you want to stand out or do you want to fit in? Fuck fitting in, to be honest. This whole idea, you got to understand, if you have a phone, if you have ideas, if you have gifts, if you have skills, use them, but be open about the things that you hate and fight against something and build something that stands the test of time, that is timeless. Build a legacy, build a movement. Fuck building just the small brands. And again, fuck the brands. We build around you. That's my thesis. I build around you. And I'm going to make a lot of videos like this because they're so needed right now. I'm so tired of this space. It's full of crap, full of fucking bullshit strategies that are meant to, manipulate you or get you to spend some money. Fuck all of that. Strategies are a part of it, but it starts at the core. It starts at the core. So again, implement the enemy effect in your brand and build something that genuinely wrecks the entire competition, polarizes people, makes millions of dollars, and most importantly with this allows you to have fun and be yourself on camera. Because that's the key. Otherwise, why would we do this if not to be ourselves? So I'll see you in the next one.